everybody, and welcome to the Darlington Raceway, a newly repaved Darlington, and we are getting ready for the running of the Bojangles Southern 500 Chase Race number 2 of the season. That is right, we are coming into this race ready, willing, and Gable. Chad Gable from NXT. Most of you guys probably don't know. Anyways, so we're coming into this race with very, very good after the first race of the chase won by Jeffrey Finguy, who finally, after all that time, gets to victory lane. Unfortunately, just one race too late for him to make it into the chase for the Budweiser All-Pro Series Championship. On the pole today, we have the number 54, Charles Jackson. He's a chaser. He grabbed the pole earlier today in qualifying. Set that car pretty good alongside another chaser, Morgan Henderson, in the 21, followed by Elijah Gordon in the 24, Jessica Shelton, the chaser again in 4th. Jessica Shelton's won at this racetrack before, so she knows how to get it done. She knows how to get it done here, which is very good. This track, it's going to be hard to pass, so a lot of the time you're going to have to make come on pit road for these drivers. So, without further ado, let's go trackside for the command to fire up the engines here at Darlington.
Drivers, start your engines!
The engines have been fired here at Darlington. We are getting ready. There you go, rolling off the grid. 42 drivers set to take the green flag here today. Or, excuse me, tonight. "37 laps of racing. Hopefully going to be all good racing too." You see the cars come off the turn down the back straightaway. Down into the turns they go. A Toyota, Chevy, Toyota, Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Ford, Chevy, Ford. That's what's going to lead. That's our top 5 manufacturers for today's race. We're getting ready. We're coming off of turn number 4. The Bojangles Southern 500 is set to get underway here at Darlington. Getting ready. Green flag, we're underway here at Darlington. All 42 drivers have made it to the green flag. Remember, this track is hard to pass as they're getting ready to head down off into turn number 3. It's Charles Jackson that's going to lead him coming off the corner. Charles Jackson leads lap number 1. The fastest car on the racetrack currently is the number 20 of Antonio Martinez. These drivers are going to now begin to get single file, as once said, coming off of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, Charles Jackson leads another lap here. British battle, Seth Cole stuck on the outside. He's going to get passed by a bunch of cars. Seth needs a couple of good finishes to get out of the bottom 4. He comes into this race dead last in the points. So he has got to get off that high line. He is going to get trained all the way back to the back of the field if he stays on that outside line. He's got John Cittadino right behind him, Trent below him. So, and here comes the rest of them. Ooh, Seth got into the wall a little bit there. A little bit of a Darlington stripe for that number 30. Now Seth should be able to catch a break now. Let's see, where is he gonna? He was last in 16th. Where is he gonna come across the line now that he's lost so many of those positions? He crosses the line in 19th place. So Seth falls back a pretty good ways as we're coming back up towards the front here. It's still a pretty good battle. Pichu London up here. He's in 3rd place behind Elijah Gordon. Now the cars have gotten single file. I don't think there's really much of a battle on the racetrack. Oh, yeah, I lied. There's some battling back here towards the back of the pack. Daniel Voiles comes into this race. He came into this race tied for the points lead. He finished 2nd last week, so he was the highest finishing chaser last week. He comes into this race tied with Jessica Shelton for the points lead, but he's running back in the 30s. So I don't think he's going to walk away with the points lead this race, especially since Shelton's up here in the 8th position. Charles Jackson once again going, but now the fastest car on the track is Daniel Geip in the 18. Down the back straightaway they go. Oh, sorry. Down the back straightaway they go. And onto the front straightaway, Charles Jackson leads another lap. It's very, very difficult to pass at this racetrack. So if you're going to pass somebody, you've got to get a run into the corner or do it on pit road. We're going to have to see what some of the strategy calls are for this race. Speaking of Daniel Voiles, now Daniel Voiles falls all the way to the back of the pack. He's going to cross the line in 42nd position is Daniel Voiles, which is not going to be good for him. Nathan Hudson, he's a chaser. He's not doing good back here. Alex May chaser, not doing good back here. O'Neal Baldwin, Dylan Young, not doing so well back here. There's Robbie Noser Jr. He's back here, not doing very well. Seth Cole, James Silverfox back here. John Cittadino right there. Here's Johnny Gardner running pretty good for that number 77. Jessica Shelton, Chuck Petty, Anthony McCurry, and Charles Jackson, the chasers, who's leading this event. We're 11 laps into the Southern 500. Charles looking for his 2nd victory of the season. Remember, he won, I forgot what track he won at earlier this season. But Charles Jackson had the lead was closing up, but the 24 had to back off or something. We're just waiting for pit stops to happen. These cars are single file. Nathan Hudson now runs to the rear of the field. So some single file racing here in the Bojangles Southern 500. So it's all really going to come down to pit stops. Charles Jackson off the corner. Let's ride with our chaser, Chuck Petty. You hear him how to bail out his throttle there when he didn't hit the wall. Oh, pit stops are happening. Pit stops are happening right now. You just saw them. Cars coming down pit road. It's going to give P2 London the lead. P2 London is the leader now. Look at the 12 of Chuck Petty. Going to dive to the inside of Anthony McCurry. That's going to put Anthony McCurry up there now. JT Bryant trying to come underneath McCurry. McCurry's getting a good run off the outside. The 22 backs off to let him in line. Chuck Petty's going to stay out another lap as the rest of them come down pit lane. Chuck Petty leads another lap. Nobody else stayed out, I don't think. Oh no, the 5 car did. 5 car, so the 12 and the 5 car stayed out. Alright, 12 cars on pit lane. There's the 51 car getting his 4 tires changed. The 5's on pit road now. Oh, the 12 car's getting held up. 12 car got held up a little bit on pit road. That might have just killed his momentum. Four tire pit stop for the 12 of Chuck Petty. Green flag is back out, and look at this. Elijah Gordon is gonna take over the lead away from the 54 Charles Jackson. Elijah Gordon in the 24 car. Oh, look at this back here. A battle for the second position. Here comes John Cittadino underneath the 54 of Charles Jackson. Charles, though, with the highline run, but Cittadino's going to go right underneath Charles, and Charles falls back to the third position. This is actually going to be a big break for these drivers because the 24 of Elijah Gordon, remember last season, I don't remember who drove the 24 last season, but I don't remember who drove the 24 last season, but I do know that the 24 car went to victory lane at Darlington last season with a different driver. Rookie Elijah Gordon comes off of turn number 4. He has 18 laps to go here in the Bojangles Southern 500. The question is, will he have enough fuel to make it to the end? Will any of these drivers have enough fuel to make it to the end? These cars are all spread out. Last week's winner, Jeffrey Finguy, back in 28th. Dylan Young, 39th. Hudson, 41st. Daniel Boyles, 42nd. And then Elijah Gordon with the lead. Green flag still out here at Darlington. Looks like the 72 might actually be closing in a little bit. We have an onboard camera with John Cittadino. really has to lift out of the throttle. Citadino closing right up to the back bumper of the 24. Car pushing up a little bit. 24 had to bail out of the throttle. 24 had to bail out of the throttle. Citadino getting a good run on him. Citadino could not pull to the inside, however. Citadino could not pull to the inside. The 24 car, look at him. He got a little sideways up there, but he had to get out of the throttle. So did John Citadino. This has brought Charles Jackson right up to it. This is a 3-car battle for the lead here at Darlington. 2 chasers. Citadino lost some ground that time. Charles Jackson, we got Chevy, Toyota right now in the top 3. But the question still remains as if these cars will have enough fuel to make it to the end. Citadino closing in once again, trying to close in on the back bumper of the 24. He's trying to get everything he can muster in that 72 to get around him on the straightaway. Citadino, he's closing in on the 24. He just cannot pull to the inside. He cannot pull to the inside to get around him. Laps to go here at Darlington. 10 to go. Citadino, we're watching this 3-car battle for the lead. Three-car battle for the lead. We got Elijah Gordon leading Citadino. Charles Jackson secret a little bit further behind them is the 43 of Pichu London ready to strike. We know Pichu London stayed out an extra lap or so before coming down pit road with the rest of these drivers. And now that here comes the 72 and 54. The 43 car stays out and the 24 car does not. He stays out. The 24 car does not pit. That's going to give Pichu London second. Looks like these cars cannot make it all the way on fuel. Shelton could possibly take advantage here. Look at McCurry up here. Excuse me. 24 coming to pit road, 43 coming to pit road, the 02's coming to pit road, but the 61's staying out this time. McCurry stays out. A bunch of more cars stay out too. McCurry, Petty, LaPlante, JT Bryant, Sam McMillan, William Brock, Johnny Gardner, Emily Anderson, Kyle Matthews, Trent Dunham, Wyatt Troxel, Marco Martinez all stay out. Citadino gets out ahead of the 54 this time on pit road, who got out ahead of the 21, but where's the 24? The 12 is the leader. I gotta scroll. Okay, you know, screw it. They're saying the 12 car is the leader, Chuck Petty. Here he goes through turns 1 and 2 right now. Chuck Petty. He's probably coming to pit road this time. Yep, Petty coming to pit road this time along with the 5. If Chuck Petty just gives it a gas and go, he can actually win this race. It's all up to the strategy that the 12 car is going to take. Pit road is virtually empty, so he's not going to have to worry about other cars getting in his way this time. Here he comes, coming into his pit stall. Let's see what's going to happen. Is it going to be gas and go? 2 tires, it looks like. 2 tires for the number 12 of Chuck Petty. Yep, 2 tire strategy for the 12. Will it be enough? No, there goes Cittadino past. John Cittadino drives on past the 12 of Chuck Petty. Now John Cittadino is the leader. Right behind Cittadino is the 24 of Elijah Gordon, then it's the 43 of London, and the 54 of Jackson. But Chaser, we have a Chaser who's leading. That's John Cittadino. Cittadino takes the lead with less than 5 laps to go. 4 laps to go to be exact. John Cittadino, Chaser. He has been the victory lane 1 time this season. It came at Michigan earlier in the season. He has not won since then. He's been consistent, but unfortunately has not really gotten a top 5. John Cittadino now with 3 laps to go is leading here at Darlington. If he wins this race, he will be automatically locked into the next round of the chase. Cittadino up on the top of the racetrack. He's going to see 2 laps to go. This time by 2 to go here at Darlington. The Bojangles Southern 500 has just about 3 miles left in this racetrack. 3 miles to go. White flag for John Cittadino. Here we go. The white flag. 1 lap to go. John Cittadino. Looks like he's gonna do it. Coming through turns 3 and 4. John Cittadino comes off of turn number 4. He's going to clinch his spot. John Cittadino wins here at Darlington. John Cittadino clinches his spot in the challenger round number 8. No, I take that back. It's going to be the eliminator round. The eliminator round he will be locked in. John Cittadino will be locked into the eliminator round of the chase. As I'm going to export these results. Season 7, Darlington. John Cittadino wins. Elijah Gordon 2nd. Pichu London 3rd. Charles Jackson, the pole sitter, 4th. Sky Commons comes home in 5th. Another good run for another chaser. Look at the chasers. Look at all of the chasers that finished in the top 10. Cittadino, Jackson, Sky Commons, Morgan Henderson, Chuck Petty, Jessica Shelton, Seth Cole, who needed a good run, finishes 9th. Anthony McCurry. So 8 of the top 10 drivers are chase drivers, excluding Elijah Gordon and Pichu London. Then Stuart Gratton, Austin LaPlante, Emily Anderson, John Racer, Sam McMillan, Daniel Geip, Levi McIntyre, JT Bryant, William Brock, James Silverfox, John Arndt, Jeffrey Finguy, O'Neill Balvin rebounds to a 23rd place finish. Wyatt Troxel, Johnny Gardner, Trent Dunham, Benjamin Miles, Charles Sanford, Marco Martinez, Alex May rounds out your top 30. Now, tough day for drivers like this. Nathan Hudson, chaser. Daniel Boyles, chaser. Dylan Young, chaser. Robbie Noser Jr. finishing in the low 30s. Those drivers did not have a good run today, so they'll have to definitely try to run good next week at Lowe's to see if they can even compete to transfer into the next round. So thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to John Cittadino for locking himself into the next round of the chase. You'll see his name highlighted in the point standings because that means he's automatically locked in. We'll see you guys next week at the Lowe's Motor Speedway, aka Charlotte. I am Michael Norman, the official voice of the Budweiser All Pro Series, and I say, until we meet again.